Yo, this is kind of an introduction to um, the channel I want to build. Um, I'm Etaaro. Um, I'm 21 and I'm broke. So, um, I don't even know how to really say this, but it's life has really taught me so many things throughout like my 21 years of living on this earth. Um, my goal is being free financially. Um, it's not something that's gonna take months or even a year. It's something that I'm looking towards, like 5 years, 6 years. That I want to be in a place where I own my own house. You know, like I can live a decent living um, of trading. It's not gonna come easy. It will not. I know. Um, but it will happen eventually. I hope and I pray it does. Right now, I'm just kind of at a point where I just I just I mean I'm not I mean I'm not lost. I know what I want to. I know where I want to be in a few years. But as of now, I'm lost. Um, it's really hard for me to like make videos like this because I don't like filming myself at all. Like I don't like being in front of a camera and talking. But it's something that I'll have to get used to because that's just how. Who the fuck is playing music? Fuck. Um, it's something I'm gonna have to get used to anyway. So better get used to it now. So this kind of a short story of how I ended up being at the point where I am right now. So I graduated. I did my O levels in Nigeria. I passed my HTSC. I had decent grades, nothing too crazy, but decent grades. I think I had like an A in ICT, a B in math. Then my lowest grade was like at math, additional mathematics. I think I had like a F or even lower. I don't know. But anyway, then after that I went to the US. I didn't like it at all there. I was like 17, turning 18. I was depressed as hell. Like I just didn't like the situation I was in. I just like it was depressing, honestly. Like it was like prime COVID days as well, so like I really couldn't go anywhere really. So I was actually in Maryland. I was living with my uncle at the time, so it wasn't easy at all. Like, I just didn't like the life I was living in the US because I had no friends. I just was living there, and I don't know. I just wasn't really. I just got fat. Like shit was just hard, man. Like then I made the decision to move to France. Like thanks to my mom. And then I moved to France in 2022. August of 2022. I was enrolled in engineering school actually. So I was supposed to do a master's. I didn't end up doing well, to say the least. So yeah, like I spent 3 years in that school, and then I just I guess I kind of just gave up because I just didn't see the point of me going to school really. I mean, you going to school is like, it guarantees the security and a certain stability, at least like of a decent paycheck out of school. But man, I just didn't align myself. Like I honestly, I chose ICT because it was the thing I was good at, but it wasn't something that really passioned me. Like I didn't really have passion for it, and in order to do well and um, like be able to like get into like high paying jobs, you need to be passionate by it. Like it's not something that you just do because you like it. Like you have to actually have passion for coding and programming and all that. So I didn't really have that passion, so that's why I kind of just ended up falling short. um, yeah, I mean, I was just doing a lot of stuff like physics and other stuff, like stuff that I just really didn't like and I wasn't really good at. um, I ended up doing, and then I just ended up giving up basically. Especially because like on my third year, like it was a year that it was actually my first year because I switched courses. I switched to a bachelor's degree actually, but then um, finding an apprenticeship um, in line with like programming in France, it's tough. It's really hard. So it's one of the main reasons why I just didn't see myself really continuing with school. It's a very hard and to some reckless decision, but honestly, I might as well just work a job and find a way to make good side income and be able to live comfortably, because at the end of the day, um, that's what school is for, right? It's teaching you skills, it's teaching you all this stuff in order to get a job, right? But why not learn skills on my own that will make me money, and I can live off those skills that made me money? I don't know if that makes sense, but I would rather learn valuable skills that will make me money rather than going to school for like 4 years and learning skills that will get me a job. I'm like, truth be told, like working a job is something that isn't for everyone. Obviously, you will have to work a job. I'm working right now, so you will have to get a job eventually. But it is something that it is not for everyone. Especially if you're not passionate by something that you're doing. If you don't like what you're doing, then if you, I mean, the only reason why most people work jobs is to get money. Unless you're passionate by something like being a lawyer or being a doctor or being a therapist, for example. Like that's something that people actually have passion for or actually like doing or are interested in doing. But me, in my personal case, nothing truly interests me in this life. I'm not really passionate by much. I used to be passionate by like basketball, sports education, like more like science, like sports science, if that makes sense. But it was something that I was laughed at for deciding, right? Something that I wasn't taken seriously for. It just like African parents, they don't really see the use of sports science or like sports management. But I know I wanted to be in sports because I really like sports. It's something that I probably liked the most out of everything else in life. I used to play basketball. I used to play handball too. So the basketball, I used to be so passionate about basketball. Like I used to watch basketball. I used to breathe. I used to eat basketball. Like really, but like basketball used to be like everything for me. But then, like me moving countries, I just kind of lost the love of basketball eventually with school and all that stuff, and me gaining a lot of weight. I just didn't have the same capacity to play basketball at the same level I used to. Not that I was crazy good or anything, but it was something that I was really passionate about, and at least it was something that I was trying to work towards, right? But a lot of African parents and parents in general, like they don't really see like that being as a good career field. So I ended up switching. I ended up doing pharmacy actually when I was in the US, which I didn't even do biology. Like I didn't even like biology. I didn't even like chemistry. So all that was like I was just what's the point really? So I ended up switching to computer science, but like it wasn't really computer science. It was more like engineering because it was a lot of like physics involved. But then that too, I just ended up falling short because I just didn't. Again, I wasn't passionate about it, so I just didn't. I lost interest totally. And what I learned from all this is, at the end of the day, if I can make money, live a comfortable life, who will tell me what? All right. It might not work, that's the hard truth about it. It might not work, but I'm trying. In this life, if you don't risk, you will get nothing, right? Like this life is all about risks. If you're not willing to take risks, then you're gonna be at the same position you are at, and and in the position I'm at right now, I'm willing to take the risk because I don't have much to lose. Yeah. So after I came to France, so my third year in France, 2025, but this year basically, I failed, right? I failed like the class, like I failed to get an apprenticeship, and I failed like some of the courses. Like I passed like I think it was like 80% of my courses, but in French schools you need to pass like 100% of your courses, or else you're not going to the next course. But what would have really saved me is if I had found an apprenticeship and no one was willing to hire. So I just ended up being at a point where I failed, and then I also got fired from my job, and then like there was a lot of things that I just ended up being in this situation where I was like, fuck, I don't have much for myself right now. So I went for summer holidays to Dakar, because like my mom told me like, oh yeah, let's actually work on something. Let's actually plan for next academic year for you to go back to school. I had like kind of planned what I wanted to do, really. I was focused on like just finding a job, getting an apprenticeship, or like doing some kind of like like a how do you call it, like a yeah, kind of like an apprenticeship really, but like it's more like in the work environment, like not less like academic wise, right? They're like more into like real world, like real work experience type of thing. So I found that. So like a week ago, I started I think it was like Tuesday. I started working there. It's in a bakery. It's nothing crazy. The pay isn't crazy as well because I'm doing an apprenticeship, and since like I'm kind of like partially a student, I get some good aid for like transport and stuff. But yeah, like the pay isn't good. I'm like my rent is like more than half of what I make, right? So so yeah, I'm just at a point where making money is probably like my top one priority. Not just for being rich, not for the sake of being rich, but for the sake of having freedom of doing what I want to do and what I would like to do. It will just give me that freedom of nobody is gonna tell me anything, like if I can prove that if I can prove to myself and to people around me that I can sustain like a comfortable life, then nobody will really tell me anything because I'm making money. So that's one of the main reasons why I want to be rich. I just want to be able to pay rent, afford for food, travel when I want. It's not just for the sake of being rich, because at the end of the day, the most important things is like, your health and, family and, the people who surround you, you know. And I'm the kind of person who I like to help people. Even when I have nothing, I still find a way to help people. Um, yeah. You cannot help money. You cannot help. I mean, it's not true, but you cannot help people if you don't have money. You can help people if you don't have money, but some effective ways, at least to give, um, to give like my goal really is to give a good life to my mom and my sister. That's really my main objective of getting money. It's for everyone around me to be comfortable and be free to do what they want to do. So also, like, why I made like a YouTube channel like years ago, like when I was just always like kind of the watcher, and I was just watching content. I created some stuff in 2020, like the 2K stuff, but I didn't continue. I streamed for a little bit, but I wasn't consistent with that because, to be honest, you need to stream every day in order for you to make a decent amount of money on Twitch. But honestly, I wish that I had this kind of mindset years ago, but I'm happy that I have it now. But I wish I had this years ago. I wish I had woken up years ago, because I wouldn't be in the situation I am right now. But yeah, right now I'm just trying to prove myself that I can make trading work. I want my money to make money for me. Like, I don't want to work for money. I don't want to wake up at 6 in the morning to work a job. I'm a very lazy person. You know but I mean, I'm not lazy to make money. I think nah. I've had many ideas of ways to make money, but I never really took initiative to actually start making the money. I mean, I would start, but then I'll just leave it, when it's not working. So it's kind of the wrong mentality I had, because if I had stuck to that thing, I think I would have been good by now. But right now, it's fine. It's never too late. I'm still rather young. I'm 21. So it's not it's never too late. Until you die. That's just the reality of things. So right now, I'm just trying to make money, live comfortably, and help people around me. That's like my main objective. And the reason why I want to make this channel work is to unite people in the same situation as me and help them achieve where they want to be in life. Like, mentally, it's hard mentally. Like, it's very hard. It's very hard mentally. Like, it's like people see all these people like Lambos and like all these fancy cars, all these like drip there in Dubai, they're doing this, they're doing that, but they don't know how much time it took for them to get to the point where they're at. That's something that's not talked enough about, because even for like most of these gurus, they still put up a good amount of work to be at the point where they are today. Though I'm not really particularly fond. Like, I'm not particularly like fond of them. Like, I do respect the work that they had put in to be at the point where they are today. But I'm not for the people who sell like $1,000 courses. Like, are you trying to teach people to make money but then sell them courses that are worth? I mean, it's a very controversial like topic, but I never really understood the point of making people pay $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 for a course that might not even guarantee them to make money, right? But some people can make the debate that, oh, people pay like 10K to go to a school, and 10K a year, by the way, 10K a year to go to school, and people don't complain about that, but at the end of the day, you just still end up getting a certificate from a certified school, depending on the school you are. But yeah, that's the difference with courses and all these like stuff. Anyway, I'm just rambling. But yeah, I just hope that I can make this trading thing work. It's not for no selfish reasons. Like I don't want to be that kind of guy to flex on the internet. Maybe I will. I'm joking, but I just want to help people, like be be better than themselves, be a better version of themselves. Yeah, be a better version of themselves. So trading, I started like I knew about trading years ago, right? But I really didn't, like most people. I was like, yeah, that's kind of like gambling. Yeah, I mean, I started learning a bit, but I was like, nah. But then I actually got a coworker, like one of my friends at work. He made a good amount of money, like from trading, and he told me it took him 4 years to get to the point at where he's at right now. And he showed me his like portfolio. I think he's up like 80K, right? And he was working like a regular 9 to 5 like me. So I was like, whoa, hold on, maybe I can make this trading work. So I ended up going on YouTube and first of all, I asked him a lot of questions, and he actually helped me a lot. First of all, I was into crypto. And I lost a lot of money in meme coins, because I wasn't smart with it. I was gambling. I was actually gambling, but I didn't like the amount of volatility it had. Like, crypto is very, very risky, right? I'm not advising anyone against, or I'm not advising anyone to get into crypto, but crypto is very risky, and if you don't know what you're doing, you will get fucked. You will get fucked. I'm not even joking. You will get fucked. If you don't know what you're doing, you will lose a lot of money. And in my situation, I lost money that I wasn't ready to lose, right? Like I was gambling money that I couldn't afford losing, which was the #1 rule in trading. Don't trade with money that you cannot afford to lose, right? And I learned that the hard way after losing 800 euros in crypto, which after that I was like, nah, I'm not touching crypto ever again. I will eventually get into crypto again when I have the capital, but right now, So and then in end of July, like mid-July, I ended up learning about prop firms, right? Prop firm is basically a way to trade with money you don't have, right? So there are firms, they basically give you money, you pay for the package you want, and then activation of the account is demo trading really, but you make money based on the profits you are able to make, right? So most prop firms will have an 80-20 split or a 90-10 split, but it's a very good way for mostly beginners to get into trading, right? So I started demo trading in beginning of I think it was beginning of August. Yeah, I think it was end of July actually. I began first demo trading end of July, but every day I was on the charts. Every trading day I was on the charts. I was just looking. I was mostly looking at gold. I was looking at Euro USD and GP, GBP USD, and Nasdaq. Yeah, Nasdaq as well. So I ended up like going through a few strategies first. I ended up no, I first started like I think like my first strategy that I was learning was fair value gaps and order blocks. And honestly, I just didn't understand. I didn't understand what I was doing really. So I was like, now I kind of see like how one order block is placed, like how an order block like is structured, and what a fair value gap is. But honestly, I just found it too much, right? Like too much like, you know, indications, like too much drawings and stuff. So, and then afterwards, I ended up seeing a guy on YouTube. His name is Trades by Sai on YouTube, and like he's like at first like I just looked at him like I was like, oh, this must be another guru or something, like, you know, this guy saying that he made like 1.7 million in 2 days. Who the fuck made that kind of money? But I was dead wrong. I watched most of his videos, and he's actually like legit. Like he's legit. Like he's just that nigga. No glaze. But yeah, like I ended up learning the ICC method, right? So indication, correction, continuation. Every single like trend will have that pattern. It's the same pattern every time. It will go up, or it go up or down, indicating where the market will go on the higher time frames. Then on the lower time frames, you check. That's where like your confluence, like your confirmations start, right? You see when the market is starting to retrace, exhaust, or correct, whatever word you know, and then it will make its continuation of that trend, right? It's basically supplying support and resistance. Yes, support and resistance is basically support and resistance, but yeah, it's not, there's no like particular rule really compared to like, you know, most strategies. It's really like purely structure. Like you're purely analyzing the trend, and then like, you know, the pattern. You know, you want to see like it will always pop up like whatever. It's always better on the high time frames because the structure is stronger, but it's always the same thing. It will indicate, it will correct, and then it will continue. Like that's what most trends end up doing anyway, unless like there's a breaker structure or, you know, anything like that. But most of the time in the uptrend or in a downtrend, you will see indication, correction, and continuation. You'll go up or down, up, down, you know, or up, down, up, right? But yeah, and then I mean, in the same time, I ended up because at first it didn't work for me, ICC, because I couldn't really see a lot of the pattern a lot of the times. So I ended up looking into something simpler, which was supply and demand, and then that ended up being really, like, you know, clear for me, like, you know, because the supply zone is, you know, you can just draw it when, like, you know, mostly indecision candles, and then like you see a strong bullish candle or a strong bearish candle, that will be your supply or your demand zone. And then like also like searching for imbalance, right? Because the imbalance is basically the gaps that are in between like the zone and then the third, because like there's the first indecision candle, the strong bullish candle, and then there will be a third candle. Then, you know, it's either going more up or more down, or down. And then like if there's a gap in between the zone, that's where liquidity lies, right? So if price hasn't taken that liquidity the likeliness of it going down is very likely, right? So yeah, I'm just rambling on this point about charts and all, but yeah. So what I want to talk about, top step. So yeah, top step. I first started my funded account in October. So October the 6th, I passed my first 50k funded account on my first try. I believe it was luck, but it wasn't entirely luck, because I did know what I was doing. I did know why I was entering trades, right? Like, I didn't revenge trade or anything. Like, I lost some trades, but then like I made the money back because I knew where the trend was going, but I got stopped out because, you know, the wick just fucked me up, basically. So anyway, but now I don't have. I passed my first funded account, my first challenge, but I don't have enough money to activate the account. So now I've got to wait for me to get paid, and then I can activate the account and start trading. So you know, I'll just have to wait for the end of the month. I'll just put 150 on the side, and then, you know, pay my rent and then everything else I need to pay. So but I like, now that I passed the challenge, I will take it very slow. Like, I was risking, like, on my challenge, I was risking like 1% of the 50k, so like 500 euros or dollars. So I was risking 500 per trade, and then I was making like 500 or 1,000. So just always aiming for like 1-to-1 or 1-to-2. That's not really the ICC method, but I just was really looking for quick scalps, because I wasn't really the way, like, most prop firms, it's not like live trading. You cannot stay in the trade for, like, you know, overnight. They most likely will close the trade overnight. So you cannot trade you know, in between weekends or stuff like that. So like, I was just looking for like intraday trading, like day trading, or like quick scalps. That's like mostly what I was looking for. When I actually get into my the account, the Express account, I will go even slower. I'll risk, like, you know, $250 like per trade. Like, I'm not, I cannot afford to lose the first account that I passed, right? But I mean, eventually, me managing that kind of risk will do me well long term. I know that. So yeah, when I actually get to activate my account, I will go hella slow. Even if it's like, you know, small payouts, at least getting my first payout from my first funded will actually mean so much to me. But I actually got into trading, like, you know, like this summer, and I passed my first funded account, which is crazy, honestly. Like, a lot of people look at it as luck, but I actually knew kind of what I was doing, kind of. I mean, I knew what I was doing, honestly. But yeah. This is something that, you know, it took time, you know, but I want to build a community of people that are successful tomorrow, right? Like, I've always been the kind of person to, like, help as much people as I can, and hopefully I can help a lot of you who are in my situation right now. And you know, I hope that I can make trading work. Like, it's something that I hope that, you know, that works for me. Because if, I mean, I cannot ask myself, if what if it doesn't work? What if it does work? What if it does work, right? Like, I'll buy my own apartment. I'll buy my mom an apartment. Right? What, like that? Like, that's what is most important to me. Like, cars are good, watches are good, chains are good, but I want stability more than anything else in this world. And hopefully this is my breakthrough. This is a hell of a long introduction, but you know, most of you probably won't hear a random person talk for like 30 minutes. But I hope that I can truly help people that are in the same situation as I am right now. And I hope it happens. I know it will happen. I don't know why, but I feel like this awakening is something that I've needed, right? So yeah, thank you guys for watching. If you watched till the end, just tune in, subscribe, just watch my journey. I'll try and make it like at least 3 videos a week, at least. Then obviously, like, you know, Instagram and TikTok and all that, but I'll start on YouTube first, slow and steady. I'll show like all my trading on Instagram, but I'll just kind of show you guys my demo trading, and like what I'm talking about actually in another video. But this was really truly an introduction to the channel I want to build. So just tune in, and hopefully we get rich in 5 years. Stay blessed, stay safe, and